luck to our racers to see who's going to be the champion of this year's Dragon Warrior Randomizer. And we are off.
This is it, everyone. The final race of the year for the tournament, for this year's tournament. We find a torch, the prerequisite magic key to escape, and the cursed belt.
The cursed belt. So again, looking at their stats, overall they have good hit points to start, but everything, and good magic, I would say. Usually if you can start without at least 8, you're fine, but they don't have the money this time, they just have a cursed belt.
Both players finding a Drakey first. With the amount of HP they have, it is possible to chip away at Drakey's 1 damage at a time, and it looks like both players are going to be successful. MisterHomes actually getting an excellent move.
After it only had 1 health left, unfortunately. Those wasted excellent moves.
MisterHomes realizes he doesn't have enough HP for a second Drakey, and so he runs. And he finds a town immediately. Now, there are a number of options open here. For one thing, he has a cursed belt, which means he can sell it for 180 gold and buy a copper sword, which would be a huge difference maker.
And he also gets a level because he found the red slime. And they both get a level. And they both are going to enjoy that level. As they get a huge strength bonus. And, oh well, look, they're not excited anymore.
So yeah, the copper sword idea doesn't really matter anymore, and it's also not there.
Unfortunately, no, all they have is a bamboo pole. It's about as exciting as Breckenary.
Now here's an interesting situation. It didn't pan out. The Rogue Scorpions have Dragon Lord Breath, but if he had kept casting Stop Spell and it never worked, Game Boy could have beaten him using only the Hurt spell in as little as 2 hurts, but probably 3, and that would have been an enormous boost.
Yeah, Rogue Scorpions, considering they're a mid-tier monster, they don't have a lot of health. And they can die very easily to 2 to 3 hurt spells and give him a good 70 experience boost.
And he sees the town in the corner of Game Boy's screen. He sees the town and he walks in. And so he will get to enjoy the benefits of all the early items that MisterHomes does.
Well, this town does have a silver shield and full plate, so it does have decent armor and a shield. But yeah, MisterHomes sells his belt to stock up on some herbs. And Game Boy's like, it's just Breckenary. I'm out of here.
Game Boy's still hoping to venture into Zone 2, probably, and encounters some low-mid-range enemies like wolves that he can beat with hurt. Maybe not wolves yet, but some other enemies in there like poltergeists. There you go.
Yeah, having that hurt spell is actually really nice. It allows him to fight up another tier of monsters. So, but MisterHomes is not wasting any time today. He's just going out now and dying horribly to wraiths, but he's going out to explore right away. Oh, it's a shame the Magician ran away, because that would have been a good, easy 12 experience right there. And another level. The average randomizer runs about 80 to 90 minutes. It really depends on how trolly the seed is.
Or how drolly.
Ha 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 ha.
I couldn't resist
Drolly enough to get a level,
fighting
that's
a
for
droll
sure.
when you said that.
Yeah, I know. So that 7 magic they got already puts them at the same magic total as they were like 4 or 5 levels farther in the last run. So MisterHomes finds another town, but he also finds a back attack from the Star Wyvern, from a jerk bird.
Game Boy's the first to level 4. MisterHomes will equalize at level 4, probably on his next encounter.
Yeah, Game Boy's slightly ahead because he's focusing on grinding, while MisterHomes is focusing on exploration.
And I think this is a similar theme from the beginning of last race.
Yeah, it's we'll see. You know, even though Mr. Holmes started exploring, yeah, I would say yeah, because Mr. Holmes was exploring more the last seed, but he didn't find anything.
Yeah.
This time he's already finding towns and getting put to sleep by magic drakeys, but you know.
Game Boy finds the same town, but neither player has yet been able to see what it is. Game Boy once again stopped by the vicious Dragon Lord breath of the Rogue Scorpion.
And there's level 4 for Mr. Holmes. It's a race to see who gets to the town first. Oh, and we got coal. Is there a chance for the armor here?
Coal is always a good one to find early because you get a 1 in among other things, you get the 1 in 3 chance at the armor. In this case, it's the fairy flute, but both players in coal at the same time. Yeah. Of course, they're on an even keel no matter what happens. And Mr. Holmes discovers another town to the west.
And another town! Ooh, Hawksness. Yeah, you saw his expression on his face when he saw all of these towns. But Hawksness is right there. That's good. And he gets Cantlin.
So all 3 of those locations are clumped together within a 2-screen radius. That's amazing.
I know, and as long as Erdrick's token is not in a chest, all 3 of those spots right there are going to lead to all 3 key items that they need, or that they can get. And it looks like this town, or Cantlin, has all 3 of the big items: the silver shield, the flame sword, and magic armor.
So not too much to hunt for other than the key items required to access Sharlock and potentially Erdrick's sword. They already technically know where Erdrick's armor is. It's just a matter of how long before they can get it, and of course access to keys.
Well, right now Mr. Holmes knows, because Game Boy didn't take the couple of steps west that he needed to see these towns.
Oh, that's true.
So if Game Boy doesn't go in that direction and decides to go south, it could be a while before he finds anything useful. But I think it's pretty close that there's a good chance that he'll go in that direction fairly soon. Yeah, it looks like the south end of the map doesn't really go anywhere. Well, actually, it does go somewhere, so yeah. But he doesn't really need to know those towns right now, because he really can't do anything with them, except for scout out what's protecting the Hawksness spot.
Game Boy getting a tremendous amount of exploration done, and also fighting good mid-range enemies that he can actually beat along the way. Things are going well for him in that regard. Mr. Holmes has been stopped by a few larger enemies, but he's also in the process of exploration.
Yeah, he's definitely falling behind early on experience again. Is this going to be a potential another comeback?
Well, if the end of this seed is as close as the last one, then I'm all for whatever happens in the middle.
Well, unfortunately, Game Boy finds a slightly stronger mid-range enemy that he doesn't want to fight.
What can we say, folks? It wouldn't be a grand final without the Fun Police.
And 8 minutes into the game. So I think Mr. Holmes has decided that he wants to get another level, so he's farming. Trying to find some monsters to farm to get what he needs to level, because he's fairly close to level 5. And level 5 is actually going to give another big strength boost. Yeah, Game Boy literally searched every direction except for where the other 2 towns were. But I think he's going to head in that direction, though. So Druid Lords usually are a good mid-game enemy to fight for 58 experience, but this one comes with Hurt More, which kind of that makes it so you don't want to fight them. And there's level 5 for Mr. Holmes. Not much else other than strength, but they got strength, and they got a heal spell, so... Oh, and Game Boy skips out on the direction where the 2 towns are. I hope that's not going to become an issue. I hope he searches that little area over there eventually.
If he's not going up right now, you've got to figure his next choice is going to go west and discover those towns.
Oh yeah, because it looks like they're on the east-northeast corner of the map, so You know, obviously you want to go southwest because there's more land to cover.
Game Boy
Oh,
reaching
wow.
level 6, and it looks like he's just walking back and forth for now.
Yeah. Well, he got 15 magic with that level, so you know they already got you know half the magic that they had at level 16, level 17.
Both players in the same area right now, with 65 experience between them. Now 79.
So how the game determines where the what the enemies are is there's squares on the map. I forgot exactly how many squares. 64? No, I don't think it's that many. But each square has 5 enemies in it. Now, so it's basically a 20% chance to get each enemy in the zone. But some zones can have like more than one of the same enemy in it, so it's more than a 20% chance to get that monster. A lot of zones you'll see are 2 out of 5 are the same monster, so it's almost a 50% chance that you encounter the same enemy when you're in that zone. But just think of the map as giant squares, and each square is a zone. I think it's actually 32 zones. But that's also including the ocean around, so...
Wow, red dragons with Dragon Lord breath.
Yeah, that's about the worst thing you can imagine, is red dragons with Dragon Lord breath. Now, if they have sleep, that's really the worst thing you can imagine.
Yep.
You can't imagine much worse than that.
I want to say sleep is the only non-damage spell that works against you 100% of the time, so given what the implications, what it could potentially do to you, it is very dangerous.
So we saw what red dragons did to the last race. Now, if there's the same red dragons in Sharlock and they're breathing Dragon Lord breath, things are going to get a lot more fishy around here. So it looks like they're both content with grinding. They don't want to leave too far away. Game Boy's looking in the forest trying to find something and then just gave up when he found nothing. Or no, he's using Repel so he can get Magi Drakeys, which is a fairly good idea because he's going to get level 7 quickly. And hopefully he'll start exploring.
Both players still within 100 experience.
Oh, and we find out Rogue Scorpions have Dragon Lord breath too. So
we're going to see a lot of Dragon Lord breath today.
Yeah, the first match didn't really have it. We didn't see it. This one, I've been in races where there's been 10 or more monsters with Dragon Lord breath, and there's only, what, 32 monsters in the game? So, it's potential that all of the monsters can have Dragon Lord breath.
I think the most I ever saw was 6 or 7 in one race.
So you'll notice Dragon Lord breath is doing over 60 damage to 70 damage, but it was only doing 42 to 48 during the boss fight. That's because Erdrick's armor actually reduces hurt and fire breath damage. So the damage ranges go from 66 to 75 down to 42 to 48 when they have Erdrick's armor. So that's one of the big reasons to have Erdrick's armor.
Yeah, I believe the exact maximum without Erdrick's armor is 73, and I know that that's played a factor in terms of, like, on harder seeds when I could explore a certain distance without worrying about being taken out in one shot and having to be sent back all the way back to the start.
I'm not sure if your mic is cutting out because you're sounding very distant from me occasionally.
That was my fault.
Talking to the mic, NESCard. Talking to the mic. Game Boy, he still has about the same experience lead. He has about 130. MisterHomes probably shouldn't be wasting time fighting red slimes. He should be running away from those.
It is worth mentioning that as both players encounter more and more Dragon Lord breath, it's only natural to feel like the more deaths you're taking, the more behind you may be, and that could play into how aggressive they're willing to be as we approach the endgame, and perhaps some risks will be taken. You never know.
Oh yeah, anytime I race, if I'm dying consistently to Dragon Lord Breath, I'm panicking. But there's also that little voice in the back of my head that says, well, if I'm dying to all of them, I'm pretty sure everyone else is dying to all of them. And you're just hoping that voice is actually, like, right.
And look what Game Boy's discovered.
Yay, he went up and he found the 2 towns. So he's going to have access to Cantlin and Hawksness. And the very first thing he does after leaving Hawksness was check his stats to see, like, hey, can I take what's in that square? I mean, for knowledge reasons, it might be good to find out. And you notice how Game Boy got trolled by the first shopkeeper and then just decided, forget it, I'll go talk to the other one.
Immediately re-entering to try and talk to the top one. Oh, maybe not. Changed his mind?
Well, he's going to explore off into the west direction. No, no one's explored. It's just the vast Sahara Desert over there. And MisterHomes is finding lots of red dragons in that south direction. They're everywhere down there. If there's anything important down there, this could be a while before they could find it, because they got to go through the big red dragon zones. Oh my goodness, you realize what's just north of that other town? Is another town! Oh, wow!
Unreal.
There is 4 towns within, like, 2 screens of each other, and none of them are keys, though.
None
they
of
haven't
them are
found
Remolder.
And there's another Silver Shield. Wow! So, they don't have to go far searching the town to find the towns, except for trying to find Rimuldar now.
So once again, another race could be decided by who finds Remolder first for keys. But again, it was very close last time. They both found them relatively close together, and that could happen again in this race.
I don't think that's going to happen this time, because you notice what's about 2 or 3 enemy zones on every direction is werewolves with sleep. Dragon Lord Breath. I mean, that's why they're still farming in the beginning regions, because once you go 2 or 3 zones out in any direction, there's some pretty horrible stuff waiting for them. They really can't explore right now without getting lucky. You know, the first seed went pretty smooth. You know, they were grinding by, Game Boy was grinding by 45 minutes. This time, they're going to be exploring well past 45 minutes right now, looking for caves. They're not going to be looking for towns, but they're going to be looking for caves.
Both players being defeated at the same time, as if to showcase the difficulty of this map.
Yeah, level 6, 18, 20 minutes going into it, over 20 minutes, they're going to be level 6. And, well, they have technically found a lot, because they have found 4 towns. Actually, they found 5 towns, because there's one just to the south. The only thing they haven't found for towns is Rimuldar, the important town. The one that, like, opens up the seed. But then they gotta find all of the caves, because they know where 2 of them are, because one is in Tentacle Castle, and one is in Garenham, and, well, there's one up here, too, but... So they really need to find the caves. And guarding the cave.
Of course.
You know what would be a big thing is if that cave is a swamp cave that leads into Garingham or the castle. You know, that's one thing that would be, that they gotta look for, especially when they don't have keys.
Yeah, especially Tentagel, that would be huge. So
Yeah,
Game
Silver
Boy-
Fire.
Game Boy has stood still and reached level 7 now.
Yeah, like Silverfire says, he gave the suggestion just to look for enemies to spam hurt on, and that's pretty much what Game Boy is doing. Is he's just staying in the same area, throwing hurt on everything, hoping that that next level gives me hurt more, or you know, gives me the big boost in something. And Game Boy goes north and finds another town.
It's definitely an interesting divergence in ideas.
Yeah, they're at 32 health at level 7 for Game Boy. But he has 39 magic.
Yeah, 32 HP at level 7 is definitely unusually low.
Yeah, this is the opposite seed. Now they're not going to have any health, but they're going to have plenty of magic.
I've always wanted to see a seed like that so that we could see a result where at the end, you know, you go where your max damage is something like 8 to the Dragon Lord and you have like, I don't know, a 40-round fight or something. I think that'd be really neat to see.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be butchering the Dragon Lord in this one, unless there's, like, huge boosts. Game Boy went ahead and bought a little bit of armor, a little bit of protection. It's not going to save him from the Dragon Lord breath, but... And, oh yeah, we found Wyverns in Zone 1 also, or Zone 2 also, and they have, sleep. So everything pretty much has sleep, hurt more, Dragon Lord breath.
Yeah, Wyverns would be a great option otherwise, but without Stop Spell or the ability to put them to sleep, some option like that, they're dangerous.
So Game Boy has double the experience right now of MisterHomes. There's nothing different there, nothing strange there.
Yeah, that was the case a few times in the last race.
MisterHomes found his little patch of forest that he's going to grind in for drolls. Gear will definitely be a thing. Right now, none of them can get any because they can't stay alive long enough to gain any money. So Game Boy is making a play for the cave, and guess who's guarding it again?
The same Red Dragon.
Probably the same square, also. I wonder when one of these guys are going to go into Hawksness and see if there's a nice enemy there guarding the Hawksness spot.
Like an Axe Knight will stay asleep forever.
Yeah, the problem though is the 32 health. Like most things in that slot will one-shot him. Game Boy has finally gotten brave and he's exploring. And Game Boy runs into a green dragon with, guess what?
None other than Dragon Lord Breath.
We should start tracking how many enemies have Dragon Lord Breath in this seed.
McGrew will definitely be called on for that information on this one.
Yeah, McGrew, we need some info here. Count up the Dragon Lord Breath for us. Yes, every enemy could theoretically have Dragon Lord Breath. Now, it might only be a 25% chance that they use it, but theoretically every enemy can have Dragon Lord Breath. Except for Dragon Lord 1. I think he's not allowed to have it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That would be pretty insane if he could have it. Yeah, after this race, we will be doing a 2.0 exhibition race, which has some new logic and some different possibilities. There's also new modes, but I don't think they're going to be racing the new mode called Chaos Mode, which basically also randomizes the enemy stats, health, attack, all 4 of their stats. I did a Chaos Seed a couple days ago where Dragon Lord 1 had max strength, 255 strength, and he was hitting me. I had 103 defense, and he was hitting me for 77. And this is Dragon Lord 1. Oh yeah, and big swamp mode. 75% of the map being covered in swamp. So yeah, they're both grinding. they're not going anywhere. Game Boy has found his spot in the desert. MisterHomes has found his spot in the forest. There's not a whole lot going on right now.
We've seen a lot of stark contrasts today between these three races.
And we will make sure to VOD both races either tonight or early tomorrow morning, so you can definitely check them out. The first race was amazing. There was a 14-second difference, but MisterHomes pulled out the win and brought this to a decider match, and he just hit level 7, and he's off to explore.
Yeah, a player like MisterHomes is always going to want to try exploring again, no matter how small the level is once he reaches a new one. After he's been looking around and discovered some difficulties, he's always still going to want to try once he hits that next benchmark. Both players Dragon Lord breathed by a rogue scorpion.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. I mean, the experience gap has closed since MisterHomes was grinding and Game Boy was trying to explore and dying. So, I mean, he's down to only being down 80 experience right now. I mean, if he could kill a rogue scorpion somehow, he would bring it back up. But yeah, he's off to explore, and Game Boy, I don't know if he's going to go back to his grind spot or if he's going to go explore. I mean, Game Boy did find Droll Magi's in a very nice spot. If he can get some really good hurt spells, he could kill them for a massive experience boost. This tournament is 1.3 because 2.0 is still fairly new. It just got a actual release, but I'm pretty sure the next tournament that we do will be the next tournament, or the next tournament we do will be 2.0. But it won't be Chaos Mode, though. So we're dealing with 33 hit points for MisterHomes with an HP build at level 7. They're not really going very far. I think MisterHomes is going to make a play for the cave that's up there, but I don't think he's going to make it.
Nope, exactly 100 experience between them now, and we're approaching the half-hour mark. Both players still stuck at level 7. Thanks to this viciously brutal map. It's going to be a completely different type of race. And I like to see stuff like this, where there's a greater challenge for both players in terms of completion, and on top of that they have to figure out what gives them the best chance of completing faster. It's not an easy thing to determine when the map is this difficult.
Yeah, the one thing about this this type of this seed is it really takes one person finding something to completely break it open and just like demolish the other person, because one is always going to get stuck going one direction, and you just hope that they both find like Rimuldar at the same time, because that really gives them a lot of options. Rimuldar does. And MisterHomes is surprised as he actually runs from an Armored Knight. But he's going to risk a Rogue Scorpion, which he knows has Dragon Lord Breath.
I keep reversing them. Game Boy is now less than 100 away from level 8, so I imagine he's going to stick to grinding until he makes it there. and see if it makes a large difference. He is still making some headway on the map, though. He finds a Drakey Maw, which is also good for progress, another 20, except they're already weak enough to run away, and there's some sort of irony there.
Yeah, they actually have good strength. 47 strength at level 7. That's the one big positive that they have, is they have a lot of strength. Then they have good magic for level 7. Other than that, there's nothing else positive about this seed.
I'm inclined to say Game Boy's luck actually finding Drakey Maws a bunch in a row was very lucky. This skeleton will still not be enough for level 8, but it'll be a great step in the right direction.
MisterHomes is not even bother going after the Droll Magi. I think with the heal spell, you can out-heal the Droll Magi's damage, so if you have a lot of magic, you just have to go for it. It's such a big experience boost to get it. And then he's trying to fight a Wraith Lord Knight, which actually resists hurt quite a bit. Or even use an herb, because, you know, that helps. But, oh, Game Boy gets the crit on the Droll Magi. There's 58 experience and a level.
And so he gains another 5 power, another 7 defense. Not much, and no heal more or hurt more. So is he still stuck in the same place? We'll have to see.
Well, he's up to 34 health.
The difference maker.
That means when MisterHomes reaches 8, he'll be up to, what, 35? Maybe 36?
Maybe he can sometimes survive a hurt more. Boy, this race is really opening up wide now.
This is starting to look like a 2-hour seed.
It's possible, yeah.
This looks rough.
If Hurtmore comes much later, and the stat gains are low, and Remolder is on the other side of the map, then this could very easily be a 2+ hour seed.
I can't imagine they'll have all 6 towns, like, very close to each other, but you never know. I mean, that's the randomizer, you never know.
Double Dragon Lord breath, again. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of that, both players losing to Fire Breath at the same time.
So yeah, I don't think we've explored a whole lot of the map. We know of one cave that MisterHomes is just trying so hard to get into, but he just keeps dying every time he goes into this direction. I mean, walks through the swamp before he can heal, back attack from the Star Wyvern. That's a one-shot. And MisterHomes gives up on his exploration and finds a few mountains to try to grind on for another level.
Now, once again, I have to imagine how much of a factor it's going to play later on when these players, you know, they start feeling like they were trying to explore and it didn't work out, so they switched their plan, tried to grind for a while, then tried to explore at the next level, and if that didn't work out, the more that happens, I feel like the more each one will feel that they're behind of the other player, and potentially try for a much riskier Dragon Lord fight if the opportunity presents itself. Something like, you know, a 45% chance of victory or something like that.
Well, Game Boy goes to the shop and buys some herbs and dons his dragon scale and goes off in search of greener pastures.
Game Boy's luck has been fairly substantial in terms of being able to explore and also finding low-range enemies he can still fight. He has built up an experience lead of close to 300, but look what he's found, another rogue scorpion. Will he be able to get away? He's attacking.
Yeah, I think he just gave up and started attacking, and then he didn't do Dragon Lord Breath, so he's like, oh boy, I gotta use Hurt, quick!
Yeah, he's gonna try and finish this guy off, and he is within range of 1 hurt, but then he tried to run?
No, he got stop spelled,
oh, that
so he couldn't cast Hurt anymore. And Mr. Holmes is getting a couple of Wraith kills, possibly.
Yeah, this seems to be a good grind for a spot for Mr. Holmes. I
think he's just trying to get to the cave, and he just keeps running into Wraiths.
Wraiths are definitely valuable for this juncture in the game.
Yeah, a decent amount of experience compared to what else they're basically getting. I mean, we see them fighting red slime still, because they just need every bit of experience that they can get. But, oh, Game Boy is broken free, and he's off to the races. Well, kind of. So the good news is Wizards have Hurt Spell. The bad news is they're still a late-game enemy, so you're not going to run away very easily with 39 agility.
Once again, both players stopped nearly at exactly the same time by endgame monsters. You can see both players still have very low agility, so all monsters remain a problem in the endgame spectrum.
We still do not know what's guarding the Hawksnest spot, because none of them have gone in to check it yet. Which I'm really shocked.
This is interesting. Game Boy is using Sleep and Hurt on a Rogue Scorpion, and this could work. This next Hurt could be enough to destroy it. I think it will be.
Oh yeah, level 8 he got the Sleep spell, and that's huge, because that allows him to put all of these enemies to sleep.
Only 103 more experience now until the next level.
And Mr. Holmes does get the next level, so he should be able to get the sleep spell here, and that should hopefully make his grinding a little easier.
I imagine he'll also try to go back to exploration now. A brutal Rogue Scorpion taking out Game Boy without the use of Dragon Lord Breath. So yeah, I'm guessing Mr. Holmes is once again going to try and enter that elusive cave that both players have failed to reach. Game Boy looks like he's on his way up there as well.
Yep. The good news is wyverns of all kinds are very weak to sleep. So the problem is the wyvern actually has sleep. So if he wants to run away from these things, he can easily put it to sleep and run if he wants.
Mr. Holmes going for the kill with Hurt, and unfortunately the wyvern wakes up.
But he's still alive. He has a shot. Wyverns only have about 30 health.
And he is going for the Hurt, and he's got it.
And he is excited to get that 64 experience.
Both players beat one at the same time. Game Boy is now one large enemy like that away from the next level. Mr. Holmes still progressing well and maintaining a close gap in experience between the two.
So Mr. Holmes is like, hey, I got a little money now. I'm gonna go buy a small shield. Give me that couple of defense points.
Mr. Holmes gets the copper sword, which still could be very useful.
It is a slight upgrade over the bamboo pole.
Amazing 38 minutes in to see the copper sword play a role like this.
Well, you look at their equipment, copper sword, leather armor, cloth armor. Well, Mr. Holmes now has a small shield, so he has at least a shield. That's at least, you know, half a damage less that he's going to take per hit.
I'm just imagining both players feeling like they're stuck nowhere, like how are they going to win this, what are they going to do?
Yeah, this is the kind of seed where it eats at you like, am I really falling behind? But if I'm having so much horrible luck going in every direction, obviously my opponent is at least struggling a little bit. I don't know if he's struggling as much as I am, but...
That Rogue Scorpion keeps stalking Game Boy. He can't get anywhere. He's gonna try the sleep tactic again, and this time it works. Will he stay asleep? Mr. Holmes stopped by another red dragon. Just brutal everywhere.
Yeah, I believe they both sold their cursed belts earlier for herbs and stuff.
So there's level 9 for Game Boy. He's been doing a good job taking advantage of those rogue scorpions. 12 power and 14 HP is significant.
Yeah, that might give him enough health now where he feels more confident going out. And maybe even going over to Hawksness, but... Oh, Game Boy is going to be the first one to make it to the cave with no torches.
And it has
but
to
it looks...
Oh, actually, I can't tell.
It's the mountain cave, it looks like.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. No, Swamp South.
Nope, Swamp South, you're right. And he uses the outside spell, which puts him at the other entrance of the swamp. So he was hoping to connect it to a town, but it just led him to a random corner of the map.
So this is interesting. First of all, it adds another dimension of exploration. If this were to lead him to someplace good, you know, it's a way of getting past the enemy barrier, but unfortunately he discovers a wyvern, which means this could be the same zone as one of the ones where he's already been encountering wyverns, in which case he might be stuck over there as well.
Ooh, a Wraith Lord kill for, Wraith Knight kill for Mr. Holmes. 74 experience. He's jumping in his seat.
An excellent chunk of experience, and it looks like he's going to go for another one.
Yeah, I think he's just going to try to grind these things. Magic doesn't work great against him, but it does work. Unfortunately, it doesn't work this time.
Both players stopped at the same time once again.
So at this same point in the last race, Game Boy had every item he needed to beat the game and was just about to start grinding. Now we have nothing. Not a single progression item. So Game Boy finally decides to go see what's in the Hawksness spot, and he gets back attacked by a blue dragon. Now, if he had hurt more, that would definitely be something to go for, but unfortunately, he's still a little too weak. Without heal more, he can't really do that. Mr. Holmes is definitely catching up a little bit on experience. Although Game Boy's bagged himself a Wraith Knight, it looks like. So he's going to push away a little bit with that experience, but Mr. Holmes is really close to level 9 now. And, well, at least that'll give him some hit points. There's still a chance the blue dragon can have Dragon Lord Breath. He never had a chance to use it. That's all.
Alright, so the Wolf Lord gets Mr. Holmes to level 9 as well.
Yeah, they're both probably wishing right now that they could get heal more or hurt more. But the game's just gonna be like, nah, we're not ready yet to let you go. You can stay home a little bit longer.
Mr. Holmes has done a great job with his grinding. Both players are very close together still.
Yeah, but it looks like Game Boy has found a good ample supply of Wraith Knights inside Hawksness, and he's grinding them down right now to get a nice little experience lead.
There's a lot to be said for those desert tiles in Hawksness. Skeletons as well, which is another good bonus.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, is he going to go for the cave this time? Can he make it? Oh, no, he's going the other direction. And Mr. Holmes is back to grinding too. So these guys they're going to do the slow grind. They don't feel comfortable leaving yet.
You can only imagine the pressure of knowing that you're 45 minutes into a race, you haven't found keys, you haven't found many caves at all, and you're stuck in a very small radius.
Oh, Gollum hits for 50. Yeah, when you're basically naked, and level 9 with 28 defense, he's gonna smash you into the ground. And I think they both just look so like, man, how do we get out of here? When do I go? When do I try? And every once in a while they try. They're like, okay, we're going to test the waters. We're going to try to escape, and waxed. They get killed. Like, Game Boy now is trying to escape. He's making a breaking out of prison. And he got a huge streak of no encounters. So he might have gotten out of the worst of it. Ooh, Game Boy has a chance for this metal slime. It's sticking around. This would be a huge experience boost.
What a discovery. Just their existence could change what is his entire plan. He might stay here and try to fight more. And he's got it.
He's got it. That is a big experience boost. And a level. Could the metal slime propel him into getting out of here? He got a huge strength bonus, but no spells.
13 power and 9 HP. It looks like he's not staying there, but yeah, we can't deny the impact of that level.
It is pretty much a 50-50 chance to hit a slime under 132 attack power. But, yeah, Game Boy has 77 strength at level 10. I mean, strength is not an issue. The problem is they're killing everything with a copper sword with 77 strength, okay? There was a race I did once in this tournament where my strength was so high, but all of my other stats were bad, that I almost went to the Dragon Lord with a copper sword. Like, I had something like with a copper sword equipped, I had like 120 attack power or something, because the strength was so ridiculously high. But I couldn't find any other weapons, and I was already in the Dragon Lord in Charlock.
Yeah, I beat the Dragon Lord with a broadsword once, and it was just because, like, I didn't have the sword yet. I think it was in Charlock. And when I got the level that would give me enough strength to beat the Dragon Lord with the Erdrick sword, it also gave me a tremendous boost in power that allowed me to also beat it with the broadsword at the same level, so it just wasn't a factor.
Oh, MisterHomes' grinding spot happened to be taken over by a red dragon. He must have moved in when he saw all of the MisterHomes running back and forth there.
Of course. That's how this seed goes. Red dragons, wizards, rogue scorpions.
Now, with that attack power boost, you notice Game Boy is farming wizards now. And killing them. This is going to give him a huge lead if he farms this for a little bit.
It's amazing. It's like a whole different game. Like, usually, keys would be top priority at this juncture, but right now, I think Game Boy is doing the right thing, and I think MisterHomes is doing the right thing, given their circumstances.
And gold is such a scarcity right now, Game Boy killed a gold man!
Also a rarity.
Gold men do not give experience. They give like 6 experience, but they give max gold. But it's starting to look like Game Boy's luck is turning around, because MisterHomes just keeps getting killed every time he tries to move. And Game Boy is making some progress. Now, will Game Boy find anything in the direction he's going? That's the question. He could just be going out here getting experience. And he only has 45 agility, which means he's not going to be running from a whole lot of things.
I know their exploration has been stifled a lot, but they still have gotten a fair look around at a little bit. I mean, and only finding one cave or so, there's only so much further they can go before they find something else important.
Unless, like, all of the caves are clumped together like the towns. On the other corner of the map.
I'll always remember a very early seed in the first year of Randomizer. I was watching Sparkover, and there were 5 towns in the most distant corner of the land. It does happen sometimes.
Yeah, it looks like Game Boy's getting all the luck right now. He's even running from Armored Knights. He's getting experience, and he's running away from the baddies. I mean, Mr. Holmes is getting close to level 10. Maybe he'll get the attack boost from level 10 and decide that I can finally try to get out of here?
Yeah, Mr. Holmes playing very well en route to level 10, and once he gets that boost, I have to imagine his options will broaden the way they did for Game Boy. And if he realizes he can fight wizards, that'll be a game changer for him as well.
Game Boy's still going for those goldmen. Maybe he gets to 1500 and finds a town and gets the big broadsword. That would be a huge attack upgrade. But yeah, Mr. Holmes did reach level 10, and he's still grinding, but it looks like Game Boy's luck has finally run short. His innards have been feasted upon. Time to return to castle. But he's fairly close to a level, so he's getting close to 11. And Mr. Holmes is still grinding. He doesn't want to leave the spot that he found. Or he gave up and decided that it's time to start grinding, moving. Yeah, the way the spell learning is in this randomizer is, by the time you reach level 16, you will have all of the spells. Ooh, Mr. Holmes is going to go buy a hand axe. That's what he's going to go do. That's going to give him a nice upgrade over the copper sword. It's only one class of a weapon upgrade, but it's still a good attack power boost. Yeah, the copper sword is plus 10 attack, and the hand axe is plus 15. So that's, that's 5 attack power. That's a good boost.
So yeah, it's been very difficult for Game Boy to amalgamate any gold, but he is still defeating things for experience.
And Mr. Holmes is going back to the grind spot. He found something he's happy with Droll Magi, so I guess he's going to try to stay there for at least another level. And he gets decent gold from him, so if he can survive, he can, he might be able to buy some armor or something. Maybe a large shield. The difference between a small, large, and silver shield is pretty massive. Small is plus 4 defense, large is plus 10, and then silver is plus 20. So there's quite a difference in defense between the shields. So, Game Boy hits level 11, and for the 3rd time, he got 0 hit points. He did get another big boost to his strength. He's at 83 strength already, but his agility and hit points is really bad.
And dual 69 damage Dragon Lord Breath from Red Dragons. Wow.
Thou art both a fool. Game Boy's trying to explore, he just can't. He gets a good distance and then dies, and Mr. Holmes, I don't know, is he finally gonna to go and explore? Is he getting tired of dying to that same red dragon?
These are two great players, and it's very entertaining to watch them unravel the puzzle. This type of puzzle doesn't arise too often. Usually seeds are easier than this. And it's just fascinating to me to watch how they determine, how they deal with these adversities.
Yeah, I mean, we're going on an hour now, and we still have 0 progression items. And until they find a key or a dungeon with chests in it, they're pretty much they're pretty much stuck in mud right now.
It's kind of amusing how, for both of them, their weapon, armor, and shield are different at this point.
Yeah, and they're all pretty bad at gear.
Yeah.
It's like the lowest tiers of the worst gear for everyone.
I thought the hand axe would be a big difference maker, but the hand axe won't protect you from Dragon Lord breath.
But it does allow him to do 32 damage to a Wyvern now. I mean, he could potentially one-shot mid-tier enemies now. This is the finale. When we went into today, this was a double elimination tournament, and Game Boy was undefeated, and MisterHomes had 1 loss. But in the first match, MisterHomes came back from way behind and ended up winning by 14 seconds to bring it to the decider match. This is winner take all. Now this might be one of those seeds where agility build is better, but HP is so bad also. I mean, until something breaks with one of them, what's the better build in this seed? Agility or hit points? Also, another thing to consider is they're dying so much. When one of them finds Rimeldar, will they have enough money to buy keys? So MisterHomes, I guess, is going to grind here until he reaches the next level, because he's just about there. I think he'll level with this stroll. I think it's 2200 for a level. Yep, he's going to reach level 11, and he's going to love the hit points that he gets. So he loves it so much that he broke out laughing, and he's still laughing about it. Oh, and a wizard for MisterHomes. He's not like seeing them cast Hurt on him. So MisterHomes is almost caught up on experience. He's only 180 behind now.
Pretty surprising to see 2 caves on the screen at the same time.
Yeah, well, they found the other... I think he just found the other swamp cave. So literally the only caves that they have found so far is the 2 swamp caves.
It's just hard to get going anywhere. The solution is always there to grind more, but both players will be worried about how long that'll take at any given time.
I think MisterHomes is finally doing it. Is he leaving the den and going to explore? How long will he be able to explore before he runs into a red dragon?
And where is Rimeldar? Both players approaching the hour mark without keys. Only at level 11. No doubt they're very worried their opponent found a way to break through.
Yeah, because with all of the towns right there, I wouldn't be shocked if Mountain Cave and the Garai's Tomb is inside the 2 towns. Inside the castle and the town, which means they won't make any progression until they find a key. Of course, we haven't seen any other caves other than Swamp Caves, so there's no telling where anything is right now. And MisterHomes getting a little bit unlucky, not being able to hit an... what is it? Like a 14 out of 16 chance to put... Magic Wyvern to sleep?
Yeah, 13 out of 16 in the original game. I think I think McGrew programmed in a little bit of variance. Oh, that might just be for hurt spells, actually. Hurt spells and stop spell.
Oh, we got another cave! This is exciting, you guys! What did we find? He still doesn't have a light except for a torch, but he finds the tablet.
One treasure chest!
This chest could be everything, man! This could be the key to unlock the game. There's no monsters, there's no problem getting there. He just has to see what's in the chest.
Can you imagine if it were a magic key? That's by far that's more valuable than Erdrick's sword right now.
And we find in this chest the amazing Stones of Sunlight. But it's a progression item! It took 1 hour and 18 seconds, but we got a progression item!
Progress!
The scene is finally moving forward! So Game Boy is going through the swamp cave to out the other end, hoping to find a greener pastures out there. And Mr. Holmes has made it past the first swamp cave. He might be able to see something. Oh no, he found the mountain cave. Never mind. Yeah, I thought it was a swamp cave, but he found the mountain cave.
Well, this is by far more exciting. 5 new treasure chests. The potential for a magic key. Erdrick's sword could be down here. You never know what he's gonna find.
Cursed belt, because that's what this seed probably demands right now.
Yeah, in the last race, both players found the players found both cursed belts very early on.
A lot of Magidrakies in this cave. But man, the experience gap is almost closed again. It's going to be less than 200. And Game Boy's getting some gold. That's good.
For the first time ever, Game Boy can buy things.
Well, that's assuming he gets out of here alive and doesn't lose it all.
Nice smooth job walking through the mountain cave in the dark. I've had to do that a lot of times in these races.
So there is more gold in here, and we have a cave for Mr. Holmes. Assuming he can, like, wake up out of this whatever. Oh man, this seed is broken open. We got so much action! Wall-to-wall action now!
Yeah, the first hour is the build-up, the second hour is the excitement.
Unfortunately, I think the excitement ended for Mr. Holmes as he ran into a blue dragon. He finally found something, and Blue Dragon-san said no. He will probably head off in that direction because that's his only clue to something right now, and see if he can make the walk there. And inside the mountain cave was 3 gold chests. He has a nice chunk of change. Yeah, he did the smart thing. He returned to the castle immediately. Because he has enough now to buy full plate and a broadsword if he wants.
Could definitely make a huge difference for him here.
I mean, a broadsword over a copper sword is a 10 attack power difference. It's double the strength. Yeah, he didn't save either, so...
Which was very surprising. Here's level 12 for him.
Oh, he got a spell. What did he get? He got...
No heal more, no hurt more.
He got stop spell, though.
Stop spell could be very useful.
It doesn't stop Dragonlord breath, but it stops sleep. That's something, right?
So here we go. Game Boy gets to check the Cantlin shopkeeper down below. He's not going to get chainmail just yet. He's hoping for something better like full plate down south.
I think that's actually the first time he talked to the first shopkeeper, because he got trolled the last time. And this shop, these two shops have nothing he can afford. Oh, no.
So it's definitely going to be chainmail for now, and then I
Or
assume
he's just going to walk to another town, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But he's going to go heal up so he can have some magic to do it. But, oh, at the same time, Mr. Holmes hits 12. He is caught up on experience. He's got the amazing stop spell. Yeah, Mr. Holmes is getting lucky. He's finding a whole string of wizards right now. So there's three... Well, Erdrick's token is unique. There's normally 3 spots that you can find the token. Either in Cole, which they've searched already and they have the fairy flute. There's Hawksness spot where the armor is. There's a chance there. Or it's on the world map, which you get the coordinates from an old man in Cantlin. Now, the token can actually be in a chest also. It's one item, the major items that can be in a chest. So you don't know exactly where it's going to be, but it's in one of those spots. And it looked like half plate is what I saw for Game Boy, and he barely survives the Druid Lord encounter. So he's probably going to get a broadsword here, which, like I said, doubles the attack power over the copper sword. It's a solid weapon to get. Yeah, the world map spot is randomized in Randomizer. Oh, there's no broadsword here either. He just gets a small shield. All of that money and he can't spend it. Oh, that's so sad.
Amazing.
He's got 4 towns to search for shops, and none of them have anything good, other than silver shields. And Mr. Holmes finds his friend, the blue dragon, guarding the cave that he tried to get to. But he got to the cave, and it looks like Swamp Cave. Wait. Oh, he finally made it to the Swamp Cave. Okay. He's so happy. He finally found the Swamp Cave and got to go to the other end. And Game Boy takes a death with 3,000 gold on him. Oh, and then that look on Mr. Holmes' face when he realizes the Swamp Cave literally took him about 10 squares to the north. Oh, that was such a priceless look on his face. Oh.
What a seed.
Even the Swamp Cave trolls so badly. He was so excited to finally make progress, and it's literally a 10 square warp. There's actually less squares between the 2 Swamp Caves as there is walking outside than inside.
Mr. Holmes has gained the experience lead, and it has grown a little bit, a couple hundred.
Yeah, he's definitely getting the fights now. Right now, when it comes to progression, Game Boy did find the stones, so he does have the lead there, and he does have slightly better armor. But other than that, they both know that the Swamp Cave is a troll. It's the race to find either Erdrick's sword or Rimmeldar. That's what it is right now. Oh, and he found the tablet cave in front of him, so he should be able to go get his stones. Assuming he navigates it in the dark. Oh, he has torches still. So he's going to get his stones of sunlight. So we're all tied up again! Including experience. Well, no we're not, because... Never mind, Game Boy got killed. But he's got only like 150 experience point lead. Rimmuldar.
It's pretty amazing how so many town names in this game have just enough of a weird name that there could be multiple pronunciations potentially for all of them.
I know, even coal could be pronounced in several ways.
Yep.
Oh, there's another cave for Mr. Holmes. What's he gonna find?
Oh, this could be huge. I mean, we're running out of bad caves. This has to be the mountain
Mountain.
cave.
Yep, it's the mountain cave. Oh, but we already found the mountain cave. Yep, so you're right, Zam. The only caves we have not found is Garai's tomb and... Or no, there's 3 caves left. We haven't found Garai's tomb, we haven't found the Rainbow Drop Cave, and we haven't found the Staff of Rain Cave. So 2 of those is inside the town and the castle. 1 of them is on the world map. Also, we don't know where Charlock is either, so... I always say Garen. Just like I say Tentago, which I know is probably not right, but... If these guys could only talk and tell us.
I think Breckenary and Cantlin, and I guess Hawksness, are the most consistently pronounced ones. I think every other town is pronounced differently by everybody, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the one thing when you're dealing with a game. Uh-oh. What's this town? Is this Rimmildar? Do we have a Rimmildar sighting for Game Boy?
Has it finally happened? Are keys available?
And he has money? Watch it be like a broadsword in there, and he's like got to decide on a broadsword or keys.
What a find!
Woo! We finally got keys at 1 hour and 11 minutes. Oh boy! Oh, and we got a Charlock sighting on the other side of the map by Mr. Holmes. This is looking eerily familiar!
Yeah. So Game Boy loads up on keys and prepares to re-enter to open up the treasure chest. Will he be stopped from doing so by this blue dragon? No.
Okay, he survived. That would be pretty bad, because that could be a very important item. Oh yeah, if you're this late in a seed, you go for keys first, every time. But unfortunately, the chest was empty. And I think he's going to keep exploring. He's like, I finally made it this far in the map. I'm gonna see what's over here, even if it kills me. And
Yeah, you can't blame him if he hasn't found all the world map caves.
Yeah. I think if Mr. Holmes continues south, he will come along this direction too. Man, in this seed, if they both find keys like within a few minutes of each other, that would be huge. That would be very random and odd too.
Ultimately, it's what we hope for.
It's kind of a Sparkover Island. I mean, it's several squares, but it's really nothing. Well, it looks like Game Boy's got his answer going back to the castle, so it's time to open up a lot of chests. And a couple of caves between, you know, everything, including getting the coordinates, if there is something on the world map. So inside of the keep, we have wings, we have we have the silver harp, and the fighter's ring, which means there's no gold grind here. But they got the silver harp, that's good. And this is the kind of seed where you might want to have a silver shield, considering their agility is really low.
So the longer Mr. Homes goes without finding Remolder, I have to imagine that all these things Game Boy gets to look at faster, sooner, are going to give him an advantage. Both players are still within 30 experience of each other.
Oh yeah, and since this is the last dark cave, inside the castle is the grave. That is the last cave that they haven't found, so... there is potential for gold grind or whatever if they find a good gold chest here. And yeah, doing the grave blind is really difficult. I think he's just going to get the first 3 chests and then get out. And possibly get a torch before he comes back here.
I will bet you the Game Boy will go through the whole thing in the dark.
I don't know. Okay, he finally found the chest.
Oh, he got a torch anyway. We'll never know.
He got a torch. Oh, and a gold chest, which means he can gold grind right there, because the chest is not going to go anywhere. Because he's already opened all of the chests inside the castle. Garai's tomb, there you go.
There is a treasure box.
Yeah, I think he's just going to grind this up and go right to the towns and buy stuff. The question is, how much is he going to grind towards? Because he knows he has Catlin and Hawksness right there waiting for him. Oh, you can be really certain that Game Boy is going to grind a certain amount of gold and then cast outside. He's not even going to risk it. Yeah, Silver Shield is a definite. He's probably going to go for the Flame Sword and maybe even the Magic Armor. Doing so means he's got to grind a lot of gold. But getting this gear will be huge because that will allow him to actually potentially take on what's in the Hawksness Square. You know, if he gets strong enough to do it. With 85 strength and a flame sword, he's going to hit pretty hard.
Yeah, and you gotta figure sooner or later he's gonna have enough HP to withstand a Dragon Lord breath. That's gotta help him move around a little bit. But yeah, with keys and the strength to potentially beat whatever's in Hawksness, he's en route to Erdrick's armor now.
Oh yeah, and looks like he's just going to get the sword and the shield. He's got enough money for those 2 things. Yeah, he should be able to get Erdrick's armor relatively soon, unless the Catlin spot is really trolly, the overworld spot. But we do got a level for Mr. Homes, and at level 12 he gets hurt more. He can easily go to Hawksness now and farm that blue dragon. But I don't think he's actually gone and seen what's in Hawksness yet. And he's going to take his 1,000 gold and see if he can upgrade anything, which... I mean, he could get chainmail. I mean, it's better than cloth.
Did he buy the silver shield there? He must have, right?
Yes, he's already bought the silver shield, because he's down 15,000. And, well, he's finding some more gold chests. And he found a chest with a key in it. So, will this be the Silver Harp Cave or the Rainbow Drop Cave? They're going to need both of them. Oh, no, it's the Stones of... Oh, we never found this. Oh, so that means the Silver Harp Cave and the Rainbow Drop Cave are still unknown.
Wow. Two more locations to find on the map, on this treacherous map.
Yep, and Game Boy is going to hit level level 13 really soon. So if he does that, you know, he's definitely going to demolish what's in Hawksness. Even without Hurt More, or without Heal More. So yeah, Mr. Holmes still has about a 400 experience point lead now, but he is he's doing a lot of searching because he needs to find Rimildar. And it looks like we're going to have a flame sword, the second best weapon in the game for Game Boy. That will boost his attack power by 18, I think, over a copper sword. And we're about to get some coordinates. Maybe. There might not be anything on the world map.
No coordinates.
That means Erdrick's token is in a chest. Which means the only chests that we haven't found are in the bottom of the tomb. So he's going to have to go into the bottom of the tomb if he wants Erdrick's token. But that also tells us that the armor is in Hawksness, so he's going to probably try to go get the armor.
Another big boost it would be for him. Of course, that would make it easier to survive Dragon Lord Breath as opposed to waiting for HP in the 70s.
Yeah, he might just sit there and grind that blue dragon for a while when he gets it too, because here's his level, so he's going to get hurt more, and he's going to have plenty of magic to farm it for a while. Ooh, we got a cave behind Sharlock, and it's the Silver Harp Cave. Oh man, that one that's in a really odd spot. It's in like a little strip of land behind Cantlin. If there's no other way to get there, really, or behind Sharlock,
it could take a while for Game Boy to find it later.
Yeah. Oh, there's a golem here. Is the golem what's in the spot? Did he just run into a blue dragon before the golem, or did he find a golem before the spot?
I assume, given that he's trying to beat this guy, that it is the spot.
Well, he has the fairy fluid. He's going to go for the experience, considering how much attack power he has. He just can't survive 2 hits, that's all.
I can't tell for sure if he's on the spot or not. No, it's one before.
It's one before. I thought the blue dragon was the spot, but yeah. So he's going to get a big boost of experience, and he gets to fight the blue dragon with Hurt More. So here comes his armor. Unless he has a really bad string of luck. I mean, there's only a 40% chance that Hurt More hits him, and he has to hit him with 2 Hurt Mores. Or he can attack once. Oh! Oh!
That's rough.
Oh, that's so rough. Heal More on the blue dragon. So he has to stop spell the blue dragon, which is a turn that he has to spend. And he doesn't have Heal More, so that could be rough. Okay, he's just going to attack the dragon twice and then Hurt More. As long as it hits, the dragon will die.
There it is. And so we have Erdrick's armor.
Yeah, Game Boy takes the lead again. The question is, will he keep it for the rest of the game? He's still behind on experience, but now he can efficiently grind and run around.
And Mr. Holmes does have an experience lead, but it's going to take him some time to go around using his keys.
Mr. Holmes, one of these times he has to, he did it in the last race, not going to get the sword in Garenham. I think, him not checking the Hawksness monster at all this entire time, if he would just check it, he would get the armor. But he doesn't want to check it. Yes, Game Boy does have a flame sword also. He's not using a copper sword. Oh, is he gonna take my advice and go check the monster? Look at that. It's like telepathy, you guys. He could sense what I was thinking. Of course, he won't know that he has heal more, so he's going to, like, pay for it the first time, but yeah, I think Game Boy figured out that Erdrick's token can only be in the tomb, and he's going diving. Yep. He saw what the blue dragon has to offer, and he resets the fight. And he gets back attacked. Oh no, he got back attacked twice in a row. Oh my goodness. Three back attacks in a row for the blue dragon. He's like, forget this, I'm just gonna hurt more. And then he's gonna find, oh, the dragon didn't heal. Can he get the kill and get the armor? And we got the Erdrick's armor for Mr. Homes.
He got it and he's thrilled.
Oh yeah, he finally made that play and he got it. And then as a prize, he gets pummeled to death by Gollum. But he got it. So the first chest that Game Boy comes to in the tomb is the starting 120 gold. So that means the token should be at the bottom.
It's the last option, isn't it?
We've searched every other chest in the game, so that's literally the only option left is this one. Because it can't be in Sharlock. But you know what that means? You know what is in Sharlock? Erdrick's sword. Oh, Mr. Homes finds the Rainbow Drop Cave also.
Definitely valuable exploration for the future, but he desperately needs to find Remolder. It appears to be the only source for keys on this seed.
There is one key in the top of the tomb, but the problem is you need a key to get to it. So
yeah,
yeah, the only key he can get is in Rimeldar. So until he finds that, yeah, pick a number between 1 and 22. No. Yeah, once he finds it, he's going to have all of the knowledge that he needs to beat the game. He'll pretty much rush to grind experience, I'm pretty sure, is what Mr. Homes will do. Once he finds Rimeldar. Because he knows where to get the Silver Harp, and he's not in a hurry to go get it. So yeah, oh wow, we just find out that the Green Dragon has Dragon Lord Breath and Heal More.
Amazingly, Mr. Homes still has an experience lead.
Yeah, because yeah. Game Boy spent the last little bit farming gold and trying to get his gear and opening doors and chests and stuff. So once Mr. Homes finds his keys, he's going to lose a little bit of his experience lead. Game Boy also has to keep exploring because he doesn't know where this Silver Harp Cave, the Rainbow Drop Cave, or Sharlock is.
Sounds familiar. Mr. Homes the first to reach level 14.
And, oh, wow, that magic increase. Still no heal more. It's going to be level 15 or 16 heal more, but he has plenty of magic, but no health. I was about to say that this was going to be a great MTI level, and then he had to get 24 magic. That kind of ruined it. So looking ahead to the ending right now, 53 agility for Mr. Homes, 78 health. Game Boy is going to have less health but more agility at the same level. Ew. But they got plenty of magic. I mean, this could be the Well, it's not going to be 80 strength, but it could be like 90. This could be come down to one of them deciding to go try to kill the Dragon Lord under 96 health or under 97 health.
I would love to see a long Dragon Lord fight. I think the longest I've ever had, I did somewhere around 17 attacks.
Ooh, yeah, I've done them somewhere around 15 to 22. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, where you tickle for 7, 8 damage every time. Yeah, there is actually a chance that Mr. Holmes won't have to get the coordinates. Well, he might, because I think once he finds the tomb, I don't think his first instinct is going to be to go to the bottom of it. It's going to be, okay, I want to look on the world map first. And then go from there. That's probably the what he'll be thinking.
Game Boy continuing his exploration as well, and keeping the experience gap very close between the two, still about 400 between them.
Yeah, it's hard to farm experience without heal more.
And Game Boy finds Sharlock, which means he's going to find the cave behind it shortly after.
Oh yeah, so once he finds those, he'll just need the Rainbow Drop Cave. And yeah, he's going to go right to the Silver Harp Cave. Mr. Holmes is not pleased with a dragon. You might see something flashing across the screen.
I can't believe he did that in the middle of this race.
Obviously, he chose the wrong green dragon. That's not even a green dragon, okay?
Wow, Game Boy taking a long time to actually get down to that cave, but he'll get there shortly.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be happy getting all of the experience. I mean, the experience is now close to tied up. And Mr. Holmes is asleep, so he's definitely not catching up anytime soon. But yeah, here's the Silver Harp for Game Boy. All he has left is to find the Rainbow Drop Cave.
And you have to imagine he'll keep exploring right now, especially since I think what's south of him he hasn't seen yet. I think he'll keep looking.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Rainbow Drop Cave is actually pretty close to the starting towns. It's just west of the 3 towns next to each other, so...
So it might take him a while to get back there and check for it then.
Yeah. Unless he ends up looping all the way around and gets there. But he made it back to Rimmeldar. So Rimmeldar is directly south of the Silver Harp Cave, and Mr. Holmes never found it. He might not go look back there for a while. Well, once Mr. Holmes finds Rimmeldar, he will have all of the items that Game Boy has, outside of, like, the Silver Shield. But when you look at your agility being in the 50s at level 14, you're probably thinking you need a Silver Shield. But yeah, Mr. Holmes is only about 1 screen away before he died to Rimmeldar. He's getting so close, but he just keeps dying. But yeah, Game Boy, yeah, he's hit level 14 also. Mr. Holmes is finding another red dragon. He's thrilled to see. I know that pain. I've been in a race where it felt like every 3 minutes, 2 minutes, I ran into a red dragon on a different corner of the map. It's extremely frustrating. Especially when you can't run very well from him. When he probably has like a 20% chance to run from him.
All this, and we still don't know how many more levels they need to beat the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, this could be like an 18-19 seed. Okay, Mr. Holmes is going in the right direction. Can he make it there without dying? No, don't go up. Go down. Yeah, there you go. There you go. See, we have a connection here. Every time I think something, he does it. So I have faith. He can get to Rimeldar, and we can make this a race to the end for experience.
We mentioned early on that this could be a 2-hour seed. We mentioned that very early, and now it's looking extremely likely.
He found it! He found it! Yes! We have a race!
You can see he's not thrilled because he knows he should have found it much earlier. And when I say should have, I just mean it's rare to find Remolder more than 90 minutes into a single seed.
Remolder's kind of in one of those odd spots where it's not next to a thing of water, so like a big ocean, so if it's in the middle of a map, it's easy to miss. But I think Game Boy is going in the direction of the Rainbow Drop Cave. If he catches this, he'll get a quick start on the grind.
Yeah, and experience is nearly evened out now, so obviously that would constitute a major gain, a major lead for him, a major advantage.
Yep. And he is going to take an advantage because now it's time for Mr. Holmes to open all of these doors and decide what he's going to do. So there is going to be the experience lead for Game Boy coming in.
Yep, so will we have a repeat of last time where Game Boy takes a lead of a level or two and then perhaps the choice is close? Maybe he'll die to the Dragon Lord and have another close one? Or who knows, maybe he'll take forever to find the Rainbow Drop Cave and things will remain even, who knows?
So now we got some important decision from Mr. Holmes. Does he gold grind for a shield and a weapon? Because once he goes through the tomb and realizes there's no sword in there, he did equip the fighter's ring, by the way. You know, he's going to know that it's in Sharlock, the sword, and that's some more interesting take there. Is when do you dive into Sharlock to try to get the sword?
Yeah, a lot of it is decided by what you can grind on. You know, whether or not you actually need the sword to fight what's in Hawksness, for example. Sometimes diving into Sharlock is the right decision, otherwise it's not necessary, and with a lower encounter rate it would be a mistake. It's always situational.
Ooh, something we didn't see in Game Boy when he was in the tomb. There's actually metal slimes inside the tomb, and we know how much Mr. Holmes loves metal slimes right now. Unfortunately, he doesn't have 150 attack power, so he's not demolishing them. So I think he's going to try to set up a gold grind inside the tomb, but he has to open chests, though. Oh, I know what he's doing. So here's a little trick. So we talked about the gold glitch. How, you know, the way you activate it is by opening a 9th chest in an area without actually walking out of an area. Well, the tomb, since it's inside Tentagal, is considered inside Tentagal Castle. So what he did is he opened the chests in the treasury, which is 4 of them. Then he walked into the throne room, which automatically puts the 3 chests from the throne room into the stack. So now there's 7 items in the stack. And he's hoping that one of these chests, other than that first one, is gold. And he got an Axe Ghost. So that's another part of the glitch. But yeah, I think this next chest is going to have gold. And yep, he can do a gold grind. So that Axe Ghost that you saw, that's an interesting thing of the glitch. So when you have the glitch with you filled up the stack and you open the 9th item or chest, if it's not gold and it's an actual item, it seems like memory I don't know exactly what it does. I think it randomly takes 2 things out of memory. Like in this case, it took a weapon and a monster and shoved it together and told you it was an Axe Ghost, but it really wasn't an Axe Ghost.
So already we see Game Boy's experience lead manifesting. Still searching around for that Rainbow Drop Cave. Mr. Holmes picking up... How much gold did he stop at? Oh yeah, he
just
got
enough for the shield. He's not going to get a weapon. He's banking on... Oh, he just crit a metal slime. He's
Excellent.
banking on the sword being down here. So he is taking a risk, not saving with the gold he has, but he knows if he dies, he can just come in here and farm it again. Without going very far, but he's going to go down and get his cheap gold and his token. And, yeah. He'll have what he needs, pretty much. Except for, well, he does have the silver heart, by the way, Mr. Holmes. That's not on the tracker. So I'm curious, when he finds out that Erdrick's sword is in Sharlock, is he going to go back to grinding for a flame sword?
Yeah, I'm curious too. I'm inclined to guess no, but you never know.
Because, ooh, a red dragon. Oh no. Oh no. That could wreck all of his life savings.
There's level 15 for Game Boy. Is it significant? 5 power?
Nope. Healmore is level 16, and he got away from the red dragon, barely. Oh. Wait, I don't think Game Boy has found a couple of caves yet. I don't think he's found the Stones of Sunlight cave or the Rainbow Drop cave yet. So he doesn't know, you know, he's banking on the Stones of Sunlight cave having the sword. Oh, he found the Rainbow Drop cave. Now, oh, so here comes the question for Game Boy. Does he keep searching, or does he bank on the fact that there's a lot more chests in Sharlock to get the sword? He's probably going to start grinding. And a Harp Knight for...
Knight!
Yes, he has found the mountain cave. The only thing Game Boy hasn't found is the staff or the Stones of Sunlight cave. And I think Mr. Holmes is going to go in to grind for a flame sword now that he realizes that the sword is in the castle.
Yeah, I guess since he can get to the first chest so quickly on the first floor, I can't blame him for doing this, and it could be very helpful for him.
Yeah, well, there's still 3 chests that he doesn't know about, though. Or actually, there's more, because the mountain cave is behind Garingham, so he's taking a risk doing this now.
Right.
You know, not knowing what's back there. But it's obviously, we know it's the right choice, but he doesn't. The Stones of Sunlight Cave is off in the middle of nowhere, I think. It should be the mountain cave, I think, behind Garingham. And Mr. Holmes is getting trolled a little bit. And wow, Game Boy already took a first death to the first blue dragon.
Still not easy without Healmore. He knows he'll get it in another 2,000 experience, though.
Yeah, that's going to be the issue. Is, you know, until he gets Healmore, that's a tough fight. Oh, so Mr. Holmes got trolled a little bit with the shopkeeper, and when he realized he didn't have any of the items he had, he was not very happy. Yes, if you die while you're in the cave, it adds the 3 chests to the stack. Unless you've already walked into the throne room, so. But yeah, we got a silver shield and a flame sword for Mr. Holmes. I think he's just gonna go grind now, or he's gonna go get the silver harp. He's probably gonna go get the silver harp first. Or the Staff of Rain first. And he guessed wrong on which town was Garingham. There's so many towns nearby, he couldn't remember which one was actually Garingham.
Only 1,000 experience between them. It could still be very close.
So here's a thought for a play. for Game Boy especially, but Mr. Holmes too, once he gets everything. Dive into Sharlock now. You can fight on your way down and try to get the sword.
Yeah, it's all a question of how valuable they think the sword is for grinding, and again, this is one of those situations where if the Hawksness enemy is not great to fight without it, it can make a big difference, and it might just be worth it to do it now.
Yeah.
Especially since it doesn't look like they're going to have enough in terms of levels to beat the Dragon Lord anytime soon. And that might magnify the idea, the merit of the idea.
Yeah, the one thing you have to consider is their strength is extremely high, and they can beat up anything. Like Game Boy is going to do it. He's diving. He's going for the sword. He has 123 attack power. He has good defense. He's just not going to be able to run from anything. And oh, sorry, the Stones of Sunlight came back here. Never mind. And he's going to do damage. He just can't heal. That's the issue. Yeah, Jay Cobra's right. He won. Stones of Sunlight was there. And trying to keep everything under wraps.
For those who are speculating on the mini-boss in Sharlock, first of all, if one of them dives, they would have to reach level 16 to make it viable, and secondly, they have pretty low agility. There's almost nothing that could be considered a good enemy, you know, beyond the scope of the MP that they already have, which they might have to use a lot on their way down. So I'm guessing it won't be, I'm guessing it's very unlikely to be viable to grind there. I think they'll just get the sword and come back out and fight in Hawksness.
You know what would be really trolly? Is
What's
if Red Dragon was the mini-boss.
That would be a little trolling.
I think that would be fitting for the seed.
Fitting, yes, I would agree.
So yeah, Game Boy's going in. So there's two spots for chests in Sharlock. One is halfway down. You will find one chest where the where Erdrick's sword, vanilla Erdrick's sword is. And then way in the treasury on the bottom before the Dragon Lord is 6 chests. I believe it's 6. Where, yeah, obviously the most density for chests is. He's probably going to go straight for the treasury, because then he can see what's in the Guardian spot, but there's a really good chance he's not going to make it to the bottom. Okay, there's a really 100% chance that he's not going to make it to the bottom this attempt.
So yeah, looking likely that they'll try to grind to 16 before a dive.
Yeah, they can't do any efficient grinding right now, and Mr. Holmes just keeps running into red dragons everywhere. Looks like Game Boy is going to go golem hunting, because he knows golems are in Hawksness. And at least he can fairy flute those guys, so that's experience. It's not the fastest, but it's faster than any other option he has right now. And Mr. Holmes is going to go grind. He's going to try the blue dragons. Oh yeah, we definitely got to predict a number between 1 and 22, and oh no, I mean pick the chests.
Wouldn't that be fitting if Erdrick's sword were in the Erdrick's sword chest? A lot of people are predicting vanilla.
And that's a chest that they're probably not going to look at right away. As I said, usually you go to the better odds for chests. And Oh, so looking at the grind, Game Boy just died to a golem. Mr. Holmes is 1,000 experience points behind. He still has to do a little walking around to get his item, to get his Staff of Rain and Rainbow Drop, but you know, that's experience he can get while grinding out there too.
Tremendously bad luck on Game Boy's part, putting that golem to sleep 3 times in a row. It woke up first try.
Sometimes Golem's just not tired. You know, you can't force Golem to sleep if he's not tired.
Still just about the same experience gap between the two of them as Mr. Holmes reaches level 15.
And still no heal more. Yeah, I think the topping on this seed is definitely heal more at level 16. But I think we can add the cherry still by getting the Red Dragon boss.
And potentially Erdrick's Sword and Erdrick's Sword chest.
Yep, because we know none of them will search that. If that's the case, looking at their attack power, especially if they get a big boost of attack, because they're not 1 level away from Dragon Lord. Not with 82 health and 56 agility. I mean, if they get 20 health on the next level, they might consider it. But not with, unless they get like 15 agility. So we're looking at a minimum of level 17 for a Dragon Lord. You think one of them will say, by the time they get there, I'm just going to go with the Flame Sword? I mean, right now, they have 123 attack power. The Erdrick Sword adds 12 attack power over the Flame Sword. So they would have a 135 if they had an Erdrick Sword right now. Which, is a difference of, 6 damage.
Game Boy's getting close. Once he reaches level 16, it'll be so much easier to survive if he needs to do additional grinding.
Oh yeah. And the Death Necklace is down there also, but none of them are in any shape to use the Death Necklace.
Yeah, looking pretty unlikely.
Unless one of them gets 50 hit points with this next level, I don't think they're using the Death Necklace. Maybe Mr. Holmes has decided, okay, I'm gonna go get the items. And he takes 3 steps out of Hawksness and runs into a red dragon.
It just seems like Kismet almost.
I know, it's like... maybe it's love. That's all I can think. Maybe there's something between them. Is this love that I'm feeling?
Let's just all be very thankful that the deaths are allowed, that you don't have to reset all your progress after dying. If you can imagine a worse seed for that idea. I mean, having to do that, like, make sure you never die, this seed would probably take more than 6 hours.
So we are definitely... we might go to 2.5 hours with this seed, depending what level they gotta get to. But I think the grinding is definitely going to pick up once they hit 16. Like, Game Boy is going to, he'll be able to grind very efficiently once he levels.
And he's going to get level 16 right here. Oh, he's trying Hurt More. That surprised me, but it did connect.
Red dragons are usually deadlier. In this case, they are extremely deadly because they have Dragon Lord Breath. And looking at the level, we got a lot of strength and a lot of MP, but 82 health for Game Boy. See, I think that's going to be an issue. At level 17, Game Boy might only get like 10 health, but Mr. Holmes will have over 97.
Oh, that's right.
His HP build, I mean, he won't have very good agility, but his HP build would allow him the chance to go prop before Game Boy. Unless Game Boy gets like 18 to 20 health with this level, next level.
Now, Game Boy has left Hawksness with 22 MP. That signals that he absolutely must be on his way to Sharlock now to try and get that sword, and you can't blame him feeling like he's slightly far away, like he might need multiple levels, and the sword will help him get there.
Oh yeah, coming up to the 2-hour mark, we know both of these guys are looking at IRC like, okay, when's the other person gonna dot done? And, well, Mr. Holmes found another red dragon.
It is fairly rare, even in a large race, that the 2-hour mark passes and nobody has finished. So they are nearing that moment where they just wonder, like, how has he not finished yet?
Well, Game Boy is back in Hawksness.
Definitely to my surprise. But I don't disagree with the move either. Heal more is going to make it so much easier for him to grind right now. I think it's the right thing to do. Blue dragons aren't that bad without Erdrick's sword. And he just did 50 damage to a golem.
Oh yeah, even with Flame Sword, he has 130 attack power. I think Mr. Holmes is just trying to figure out how to get back to Sharlock, because he keeps going the wrong way. I think he's forgotten how to get back there. So the reason why their stats are different is because in Dragon Warrior, your stat growths are based on your name, or more specifically, the first 4 characters of your name. That's why one person is named small f and the other one is big Z. And it's basically your 4 primary stats. Depending on what your name is, 2 of the stats will be higher than the other 2. How it works basically is every stat has 100% growth, but the 2 that are, like, in the case of Mr. Holmes, he has a strength hit points build. That means his strength and HP will be 100% of what it could be, but his MP and his agility will only be 90% of what it could be. And Mr. Holmes, he is frustrated. He is so frustrated running into another red dragon.
The roughness of this seed knows no bounds, and it's not over yet. They've still got a long way to go here.
With 100, you almost got it, Shin. With 130 attack power, you got to take 100 off, and then you got to take half of 30, which is 15. That's the max. And then half of 15, rounded down, which is 7. So you had the right idea, but his damage ranges are actually 7 to 15 right now at 130 attack power. With the Flame Sword. That's how much strength that they have. Yep, you just forgot one of the halves, that's all. Yeah, with Game Boy being able to do a reliable grind while Mr. Holmes is running around, you know, the experience lead is definitely growing, but this seed, there's no telling when they can go. And there's still a good chance that Mr. Holmes can go a level early. And we saw what happened last race. It don't matter what kind of lead you have. You know, it can evaporate very quickly when it comes to grinding.
There's still that looming question in the air of whether or not Mr. Holmes will be able to go safely at a level sooner than Game Boy if max HP plays a part. If one level will give Mr. Holmes 97 or 98, around there, and Game Boy's stuck in the low 90s and needs another level.
Yep, and also, what's waiting in Sharlock? If it's all red dragons, Mr. Holmes in trouble. Because they're just going to hunt him down. No. You know, if it's all red dragons, I mean, ugh. But he did finally find Sharlock, so he's going to be able to get his Staff of Rain. Yeah, someone, you did make a point that the inn is next to the grind spot, but you know what the inn is not next to, and it's Sharlock. It's a, well, Rimeldar is a little ways to the south, but I don't know if Mr. Holmes knows that, though. And you do kind of want a somewhat close spot to Sharlock. to heal up just in case you get beat up on the way there. So Game Boy is getting really close to 17, and Mr. Holmes is getting close to 16. What will we get at level 17, though, here? Wow. 10 strength and 0 hit points. That's the 4th or 5th time that they've gotten 0 hit points.
It's almost unreal, and we're at the 2-hour mark now.
He has 140 attack power with the flame sword, but 82 health. He can demolish everything right now. Like, with his flame sword, nothing can survive him. Look, he had 55 damage to a Droll Magi. And, of course, Mr. Holmes finds a red drag.
Of course.
So, yeah, it's pretty obvious that Game Boy is going in to go for the sword. So we know Mr. Holmes can't go in at 17 either, because even with a 10% boost in health, he's still only going to have 90 HP. But that does mean maybe level 18 for Mr. Holmes, unless Game Boy gets a huge HP boost at 18. What makes the first run much faster than this one is, one, the enemies on the world map were much easier. They didn't have Dragon Lord Breath, and there weren't red dragons on every square. And two, they had Hurt More right away, or fairly early on, so they were able to kill all of the enemies and gain a lot of experience fast. This seed, you know, they're running into red dragons everywhere. Everything has Dragon Lord Breath. They never got hurt more until very late, so they just didn't have a way to get experience. Game Boy is probably trying to decide if he can fight the Dragon Lord, or how close he is.
Which is a little weird with 82 HP, but...
He's looking at that strength is what he's doing. He's like, okay... this is what he's thinking. I can read his mind here, okay? Watch this. He has 104 MP, okay? That is, what, 13 heal mores? Wait, no, that's 12 heal mores, right?
It's 13.
13, okay. He's like, I have, with Erdrick's sword, 152 attack power. So, I can hit for 13 to 26. And I have 13 heal mores. Can I potentially... get meleeed or take low damage enough times that I can attack to kill him? Because I'd only have to kill him, like, what is it, 7 times, 8 times to kill him? That's what's rolling through his mind.
To extend on that, he's going to get a level on the way down if he does decide to take the risk and hope for a large increase in HP, because if you're below 90, there's such a small chance that you'll have any hope. But
yeah.
if you're even in the low 90s, there is a chance when you have a bunch of extra heal mores, you can hope that you just won't see Fire Breath very often.
And Mr. Holmes looks like he's going right to Sharlock now to go for the sword. But yeah, Game Boy is banking on a good Sharlock and a level up on the way down. He needs 14,250 to get it. And I think Game Boy is having trouble also trying to find Sharlock. Mr. Holmes spent so much time looking for it. He's like, yeah, I know where it is. Game Boy, it's been so long since he's found it. He's kind of wandering right now. But I think he's going to come across it now, yeah. Yeah, the magic number Game Boy wants is 97 right now, and Mr. Holmes will be the same thing too. Because they'll both have over 80 or 86 or more defense at that time, which means he can't do more than 48 damage to you. Now let's count the red dragons in Sharlock.
Wouldn't it be amazing if after all this, Sharlock just ended up being really easy, just a bunch of wizards and werewolves?
And Stone Man, we haven't really seen him. But no, we got Armored Knights and Stone Men at least on the first 2 floors.
It certainly does look like Game Boy is going to try and dive and gain a level on the way down, and he could very well have enough, even without 97 HP, to beat the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, and yeah, he's definitely going to get a level. He's only 1,300 away. As long as he doesn't have to burn magic. If he runs into a bunch of red dragons, I mean, he's going to burn all of his magic going down. But yeah, if he gets 17 health at least, it's almost a guarantee win for Game Boy. If he spends no magic, even if he spends some magic, but he probably doesn't even need that. The magic number for Game Boy, I would say, is 11 or 12, somewhere around there, and he'll risk it. Well, he'll probably risk it no matter what, but.
Yeah, if I were Game Boy, guaranteed I would risk it in the low 90s.
Because, yeah, again, we're going to deal with 152 attack power. And when he levels, it's going to be probably higher than 152 attack power. You cannot crit the final boss, and the final boss cannot crit. But also, neither of you can miss. So it's always guaranteed damage every turn. We gonna take wagers which one? So get your bets in, by the way, for where Erdrick's sword is.
Oh yeah, it's finally time to find out after 2 hours.
Oh yeah, you got vanilla sword chest, or in the treasury you got top, left, bottom center, bottom right, or center. Those are your picks. Which one has the sword? And if you're feeling lucky, which one has the death necklace? Mr. Holmes is definitely going for the sword. He's using all of his magic.
And Game Boy is hoping for enough HP to be able to go for the win, but it's not guaranteed. If he stays at 82, I guarantee you he will not go for it.
I don't know, if he doesn't get at least to 90. I mean, he might try just for the sake of doing it, because there's nothing else to do. But, you know, I would say if he's not in the 90s, he's not going to really seriously go for it.
Right. Maybe if he had 50 more agility. Maybe.
Yeah, if he wasn't at 74 agility right now. So Mr. Holmes passes on the vanilla chest. He's going right to the treasury.
So far it looks like a good enemy set for Game Boy to fight. Isn't having any difficulties grinding manually on the way down. He's leaving himself the option with 12 heal mores, just in case.
Yeah. You know, there's a serious lack of something in this in this dungeon. I just can't pinpoint what it is.
You just want it to be as harsh as possible for both players.
Well, green dragons do have Dragon Lord breath, so that's something. I know where the red dragon is. He's the guardian. He's the bodyguard. He's waiting there. But yeah, fighting wizards on the way down. This is so nice. I bet you they're wondering why didn't I come in here earlier.
Game Boy's so strong you got a green dragon to heal after one physical attack.
Nice. Okay, where is the sword?
Death necklace in bottom middle. Sword in top left.
If you said top left, congratulations, you won. What did you win? a date with a red dragon that if you can get it off of Stop Chasing Mr. Holmes, because we know who's in love with who. So he's probably going to go check what's the Guardian now. What do I have to get by to get to the Dragon Lord? That's what he's going to do now.
Game Boy not far behind in his pursuit of his sword.
Since it's a randomizer, what stats you go for probably don't matter huge in randomizer. In this case, it might be because of... Oh yeah, we got a level here, so I guess we can go with this, but... Oh! 16 health. Game Boy is going to go for it. He burnt to heal more, but he's going to go for it.
Unreal that Game Boy got enough health to actually make this safe.
Yeah, he's 98 health. He's hit the magic number. Now he just has to hope he doesn't make any mistakes or get trolled on the way there, because we got to see what the Guardian is, though. Well, with his damage output, he can use a couple heal mores.
That's just incredible. I really expected it to bring him, you know, to high 80s or low 90s. He might have a decision to make. With 98 HP, he's 100% to beat the Dragon Lord. With no mistakes.
Yeah, Mr. Holmes is going to reach 17 at least. At 17, he's probably going to have 90 or 91 health. I think he'll probably leave and try to risk it himself. Yeah, with 156 attack power, it's a 14 to 28. He's going to average over 20 damage a hit to something that has 150 to 165 health. And no red dragons in here yet. I'm holding out faith that there's one red dragon in this Sharlock. Well, he has red on him. I mean, he's not entirely red.
So yeah, when I say Game Boy is 100% to win, even if he were to do his minimum of 14 on each attack, he could still win.
Yeah, it's going to come down to not making a mistake now. Although he did get trolled a little bit with the blue dragon and burnt another heal more.
On average, it should take Game Boy 8 attacks to win. And I believe he still has, yeah, 10 heal mores left, so he's absolutely fine. Well over 99% to win.
So this is it, you guys. This is for the championship. And he just hit Dragon Lord 1 for 55. That's a 2-rounder right there. 57, wow.
Wasting no time with healing in between. He knows he's way ahead of where he has to be. He's about to take this Dragon Lord down.
Yep, as long as he does not make a mistake, you guys, he is going to be the champion. Although he is rolling all minimums, so he's trying to make it difficult. And Mr. Holmes is still grinding, so he's going to go to 18 himself.
Wow, Game Boy is being really fast in that menu. I'm kind of scared right now.
Yeah, I definitely would not be moving that fast. But he's got to be looking at, you know, at IRC like, oh, he's going to hit dot done. He's going to hit dot done. He's going to hit dot done. You know, that's what he's thinking right now.
Game Boy has now done 114 damage with 5 heal mores left, so it's all sealed up as long as he doesn't make any menu errors. 139, it's going to be either 1 or 2 more attacks. Congratulations to Game Boy on a very well-fought race.
And we have a champion, you guys. Game Boy F9 wins the Randomizer tournament. After blowing a huge lead in the first game, but he comes back to win this one in the end.
Two very well played races.
Oh yeah, we couldn't have asked for anything better for the finals. I mean, we had a nail-biter of a match, and then, like, this one was just a painfully brutal, terrible seed that just punished them for 2 hours. Oh yeah, his finishing time was 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 31 seconds. Looks like Game Boy wants, or MisterHomes wants to go ahead and finish this out.
Yeah, he is close to level 18, so it's just a matter of finishing off the level and then descending.
Wow, so this brings the tournament to the end. The second tournament, Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournaments. Dang. Gotta wait another, I don't know, 6 or 12 months for the next one.
And who knows what that'll be like with the new version.
Oh yeah, 2.0. And congratulations, Game Boy.
Thank you. I'm exhausted.
It's late for you, I know that.
Oh, wow, that was...
Hey guys.
What?
Hi.
Hey, Mr.
What an amazing doubleheader that was.
Oh yeah, so
What?
quite a contrast in seeds between the first and second. What do you say? Oh yeah, so
My good, yeah, the first seed, my
quite
goodness.
a contrast in seeds between the first and second. What do you say?
That was like the best that Randomizer had to show. Both of the seeds. The first seed was, well, as we all saw. Well, oh, there's an echo. I'll wait.
No,
I
I got it taken care of. It was Mr. Holmes' sound. I turned it down.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So the first seed, I thought, 16 seemed to be enough, but I had no margin for error. So I had this extreme encounter rate, and it was all red dragons. Well, it wasn't all red dragons and armored knights, but it was at least half of it. It was at least half red dragons and armored knights. Oh, why don't I do this? And we all saw that I lost to a red dragon because what was it? Was it a triple run fail or quad run fail or?
I didn't see how many exactly it was because we were checking out Mr. Holmes as he was actually just leveling at the same level as you when you died. So, but yeah, we saw you fail to run a bunch.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought the fight was pretty easy with level 16.
Well,
yeah, it should have been winnable. What was it? 12. It was 12 to 25. So I was shooting 18 and a half. So that should have been done in what, 8 attacks? 7? I don't know anymore. 8 attacks. 8 attacks. So I only had 7 heal boards, so I didn't have a lot of margin of error. But turned out
I thought we had 8 at level 16. Or did you level up in the way you didn't get the extra magic?
No, I had only at 63 magic, I thought.
yeah,
Okay, I won with
heal mores is what you guys had going down.
Right, so I won with 6, and I had an extra attack.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk that first seed. Game Boy had a 4,500 experience point lead, I think. He found everything and started grinding, but he never found Sharlock, so it took him forever to find Sharlock. And in that time,
what was that one? I'm having a hard time distinguishing between seeds. Like,
yeah, the first one was the one you guys finished in an hour.
Yeah.
No, but you guys had hurt more early. It was an easy seed. Game Boy just went the direction to find everything, and he was grinding early. But him going in and dying at the bottom of Sharlock was you were able to grind and catch up, and then like you both were in. You were like 1 or 2 rooms ahead of Game Boy all the way down, but you had a horrible encounter rate.
Mm-hmm.
And he caught up, and you both basically, well, you went into the Dragon Lord fight maybe 10 seconds before Game Boy did, 15 seconds before Game Boy. And yeah, you made a huge comeback in that first seed.
So can you be more specific? What allowed him to get...
Well, he found, like, I believe everything that was important in that seed was left, and you went right. So you were spending all of this time walking around in circles around the entire map when Game Boy had already found everything, and he was just grinding experience. And you were still walking around trying to find all of the stuff because you never went in the proper direction. And, oh, another red dragon. So during that time when you were doing all of that walking, he was grinding, and he was leveling while you were searching.
I mean, it's not like I wasn't leveling while I was searching, but he was doing dedicated grinding is what you're saying.
Yeah, he was efficient leveling is what he was doing. Which is how he got the lead in the second seed, is he got to Rimmeldar first.
Yeah, that's it. You don't have to explain anymore.
Well, it wasn't that long before you. It was at most 10 minutes before you.
I'm surprised, to be honest with you.
Oh, it was an hour before any. It was more than an hour. I think I remember saying at 1 hour and 11 minutes we got our first progression item, which is when Game Boy got the Stones of Sunlight.
Ugh.
That was literally. I remember saying that it was an hour and 11 minutes before anyone got a progression item. You guys were grinding around the castle until level 9 and 10.
Yeah. What else? What else could I do?
Red Dragon.
There was nothing else to do.
Yeah.
There was no efficient enemies.
Everything had Dragon Lord breath that you could fight, and you guys had no health. You guys could. What was that? 4 or 5 level ups with 0 health gain.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was. It was a trash fire with seed. That one was. The second one was. I thank everyone for all the congratulations. By the way, I really appreciate it. I am reading chat. I'm sorry for the low voice. I'm just exhausted.
I think I've died about 40 times to red dragons in this seed.
I would say over.
Gosh.
At least.
And by the way, your best buddy, the green dragon, was all fire happy too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the green dragon with the cross on it made a appearance on stream at one point.
Yep.
But
I'm pretty exhausted as well.
Yeah, Lavitz is asking if I all of a sudden want to race Dragon Quest Super Famicom. There is another exhibition race after this. I do believe it's going to be a 2.0. I don't know what the rules are going to be, but it's a free for all race, so anybody can join if you like. And if you wouldn't mind, if you all wouldn't mind, actually I'll wait for Mr. Holmes to finish, but I do want to take a moment to thank everybody for making this tournament possible. This has been a real pleasure. We got, I believe, 5 more runners than we did last year, so it's been a real pleasure. Zarnix already has the room open.
How much HP did you have at level 17 Game Boy?
I had 86 HP, or no, I had
16 at a level level 18.
Really?
Yeah, I gained 16 at 18. My thought process with that was, I have all this magic, and I've got 150 whatever power. 150. It was 150 power. 150 power. If I find Erdrick's sword. So that means once again, the Dragon Lord's going to be dead in 8 attacks. So, I mean, I figure, okay, the Sharlock's going to be rough. But
how much HP did you have at 18 was the question. I was wondering.
Oh, I'm sorry, 98.
Okay. Yeah, that's... I'm only at 106, which I think is kind of... Like, usually I would expect there to be about a 10% difference between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So either I'm lucky or you're unlucky.
Yeah. 10% plus 2. But yeah, but my thought was I've got all this magic I can burn for unfortunate battles that are going to pop up, and I was fortunate enough to see a lot of green dragons and wizards. When I mean green dragons, oh no, they got Dragon Lord breath, but they were gone in 2 attacks for the most part, unless you got hit with heal more. So I just went after a lot of green dragons and wizards. Oh, and Axe Knights. Axe Knights had stop spell.
Oh my goodness, this is torture, guys.
Which is an automatic win. So.
Yeah, this seed was brutal. I mean, they were nice enough to hold Healmore out to level 16. I mean, the only thing that disappointed in this seed was there was no red dragons in Charlock. I mean, come on, they gave us everything else. They couldn't give us a red dragon somewhere.
Yeah.
You guys would be like, yeah, shut up. Go.
If there was a red dragon in here, I would not be finishing this seed. I can say that.
Yeah, you're right. Did red dragons have heal more, by the way?
No.
Oh.
Actually, I don't know if any of you guys know the red dragon to find out.
Oh yeah, I had a bizarre grind to 17. I was like, okay, the best way to win this is to deal at least 40 damage to the blue dragon and try to hit a hurt more. So I grinded the blue dragons in Hawksness again. That is a bizarre grind. And as NESCardinality will has said over and over again in his 2 years of doing this, there's always something new, and that is what makes this randomizer so great.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, well, 70 agility, you don't got the best flea luck, unfortunately.
No.
Batting and screen.
Yeah, I think there's just these 2 seeds. This is a great finals, okay? The first race was exciting. The second race was punishing. There was two seeds that were complete opposites. This is a great finals. The first seed, you guys had all of the health. The first race was exciting. It was easy. You had hurt more. You got to the grind in 45 minutes, or at least Game Boy did. And you guys had no magic. In this one, it was tough, brutal. You had no health and all of the magic you could ever want.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, well, that's a wizard. Wizards were the best monster in that seed. In this
You're
seed.
like behind me, of course.
Oh yeah, there's your man, the blue dragon. Yeah, no, I hear you. Oh, and it dodges. At least the blue dragon didn't do anything else crazy.
Oh, I'm so tired. I was almost holding A on autopilot. Almost.
Well, I think some people in chat were hoping you would take his offer. And the tournament in style.
So, how PG is this channel?
13.
Yeah, PG-13 is the limit.
Him up. That's what's gonna happen. I have some words I'm like to have with this dragon. That's the first word, apparently. You can't do 50 to me. Well, whatever.
Yeah, you got this one in the bag. Sepher did mention I did have a back-to-back excellent dodge. Who was that against, anyway? I forget who that was against, but... And in the first seed, I had 4 consecutive instant wake-ups from Poltergeist that cast sleep, so I couldn't beat them.
That's just 1 in 16, though, right?
That is... No, 1 in 3 to the 4th.
Okay, so that's 81 then.
Yeah.
Getting some really low rolls here.
Yeah, but I'd still think you got this in the bag. At least, yeah. Oh yeah, what was it, 14 to 28? Yeah. Well, even on 14s, he's gone in 11 or 12 attacks. And you had, what, 9 Gilmores? So... Yeah, I'm not counting.
There you go. Congratulations.
Hooray!
Hey! Good game,
Man,
Holmes.
so much excitement here. I had time to take a victory walk home.
I do believe that despite me winning, Mr. Holmes probably will remain #1 on SRL, so...
Yeah, it should be pretty much a push.
Long live Z. Long live Z.
Alright, so now I'm going to take a moment, my responsibility as tournament director, to thank those who are responsible. Oh, you're going to have a chat with the Silver Heart dude? Hurrah, hurrah, long live Zed. Woohoo! First we're going to thank McGrew, the guy who's pretty much given everybody, you know, myself, inspiration to make all the randomizer programs, so, and the big popularity of this, so hopefully we'll see some more Dragon Warrior randomizer programming. I've been helping out with that a little bit. Maybe we'll see him play Wade Hickston's Counter Punch again, which is a great game, with Mr. Hollywood as the referee from Two Stupid Dogs, if you all remember that. Oh, that guy that's the man. The layout you see, that you've seen, Dude SF really helped us out. He used to be Deranged Squirrel Fighter. He used to be he was a real help to getting this layout, teaching me GIMP. He runs his casual randomizer streams called Random Massacre. Definitely give him a follow. Fiesel's responsible for getting the background the way it looks, so he was able to get the battle screen out without the monster showing up in the middle. So he is, of course, the head of Speed Gaming. He's responsible for all that. Come the end of this month, his 4 channels will probably have a combined 100,000 followers. It's an amazing accomplishment. Well done to him. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of that. Many think I'm now going to move on to our restreamers. Sparkover, NESCardinality. You have the interesting distinction of streaming the first race and the last race, which I don't think, besides Fiesel, will ever happen again, probably. So you're all in an elite crowd. Congratulations to that.
Thank you. Why wouldn't that happen again?
Because usually Fiesel is the one who restreams the final. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But congratulations, by the way, Card, for your brand new Dragon Warrior 2 world record, sub 3 hours. Yeah. I guess there'll be a lot more Dragon Warrior in your foreseeable future, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the route even shorter over the next few days in preparation for my run of it on Best of NES Friday night. I want to make it as short as possible.
Oh, that's gonna be a great run. So definitely look up Best of NES and NESCardinality. You got a few runs, don't you?
Yeah, I'm running 4 games: Dragon Warrior 1 through 3 and Gunsmoke.
Oh, Gunsmoke. And then I'm sure you'll be going for more world records before the next Dragon Warrior randomizer tournament, we hope.
Absolutely.
Mr. Holmes saving the princess. She's trying to take care of the princess, but it's not happening. Is Sparkover around?
She went to sleep.
Oh, she went to sleep. Oh, okay. I was going to ask her what she was going to do for the next while, but I know she's got some runs over for the Slurpathon coming up.
Yep.
So, yeah, her and I, we have to get some perfect fit races in. Fisher Price perfect fit runs.
I have to start playing that game soon too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mr. Holmes finishing in 2:34.21. Mr. Holmes has the baseball world record since since we introduced all the players back in August.
Yes, and he still has the golf record, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm sure we'll see.
Are there any other
more
generically named games?
slalom?
Oh, there's soccer, there's volleyball, there's tennis.
Oh, okay. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Right on.
And slalom. You have to beat me for that one, though.
Slalom's not a real sport.
Oh, who's that? Who are you, George Carlin? You have to see
I
that.
looked at trying slalom at one point, and I never got around to it. But someday, Game Boy, if no one else is going to try it, I'll give you some competition.
There you go. Cool. Edgeworth remains in the Final Fantasy randomizer tournament. Weijui is, as we speak, he's doing a no manipulation run, a Dragon Warrior 1 run. Ben Glasstube, he came over from the Zelda 2 randomizer crowd. Many thanks to him for his contributions, and RCT Mids coming in and helping commentate before the school year started, and he's I hope he's doing well. And let's move on to our commentators. HighSpirits joins Tristal, Buzz Thunder, and Adirondack Rick in commentating the first and last randomizer tournament race.
And it'll probably never happen. Oh wait, sorry, I was just going off.
No, that one might happen a few more times, but doesn't happen too often. Tristal did that last year. Buzz Thunder did it Zelda 2 randomizer last year, and Rick did the random percent. He did the first and last race. Jack helped out with the pre-tournament show. Many thanks to him. We'll probably see him do some more Punch Out and Smash TV. Then we have Seawolf and Z-Man coming from Zelda 1 randomizer, and then we have Empty with Tristal helping us out again. He'll be he's mainly the main guy, Final Fantasy randomizer. Empty Eye is probably going to continue his casual RPGs. Trank89 introducing himself to DWI, winning a match against the Countess. And then Meowth, of course. Boy, we had a lot of Roo-Roo-Roos that last seed. And boy, those Roo-Roo-Roos were evil. But you'll see him in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Tournament. And Lavkins, DQ1 Dragon Warrior Randomizer, Up to No Good, Donkey Kong, Angry Larry, Zelda 2 Randomizer, and the Super Hyper Invitational Tournament. I'll let you all deal with the acronym as you will. And JJ Smith is leading the Dragon Warrior Randomizer weekly races, which we will have as soon as I'm finished talking. Silver Fire is doing FFR. We had BT in the... Oh, wait a minute. So, anyway, many thanks to all of them. Many thanks to our runners. BT he's in Games Done Quick this year with 100% run in Zelda 1. And the Countess is going to do a lot more Dragon Warrior 4. The world record's going to go down eventually. And Janice Seals in the Super Metroid Randomizer Tournament, he's been doing some of that. Yunos does anything Zelda. And Faros does a lot of Zelda as well. Jay Coper with numerous randomizers. Dig Shake, the author of Zelda 2 Randomizer, and I should just go on and on and on. Many thanks to all of you for your support. And finally, many thanks to the viewers. I hope you've enjoyed the 2 races you've seen. If you're further interested in this, I'm sure we've linked our program a few times during the 2 races. I've also posted a link to the Discord. We hope you'll join us. We're going to have a great time. As I said, we have weeklies every Monday, and in a few minutes, we're going to have another exhibition race. And that's my spiel.
Well done.
Oh.
It's been a pleasure, Game Boy. Thank you so much for organizing this once again. I know it takes a lot of work behind the scenes. There's been a lot of setups so that we all have software that we can restream nicely with. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. It's to be commended. So thank you very much for your part in all this.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot, man. And you know, you might not have made the first randomizer, but you've made the others. But you definitely pushed this one and get it out there. So appreciate all the hard work, and I'll keep testing your stuff as much as I can. Also.
Yeah.
And Zarnex's chaos or challenge mode level 10 disaster that he made.
Hey, you still owe me 7 Saga randomizer. No, you don't do that. I haven't
I'm
paid
just waiting
you
for you to finish it, that's all.
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah, I just have to figure out the screen tearing. If I do that, it's on. But, anyway.
Well, the stream, I believe we're going to be streaming the exhibition, so we're not quite done yet tonight, but I'm not sure exactly who's going to be doing what with the race.
I'm not sure either. There is one person entered for the race, which has been open for quite a while now, so I'm not sure if anyone else is left to play it.
Oh, it's too late for me to join in that race.
Yeah, I'm not racing, I don't think. But, yeah, set it up so magic keys aren't required, and Charlock's the bridge to Charlock's already built, and Win the Seed's over in 20 minutes.
But yeah,
All
thanks a
right.
lot to everyone for watching and hanging out with us. Hope you guys enjoyed the races.
It's been a pleasure presenting this for you guys. I'm glad you all had such a blast. We had a wonderful finale, as much as I could have hoped for. We did get our 2 games. Game Boy is this year's winner.
And we'll see you all in the next tournament where who knows who will win that one.
Every year it's going to get closer. This year we had maybe 10 people who could have easily won the entire tournament. A lot of close races throughout.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a wonderful adventure. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Until next time.
Till next time.
Yeah, sorry the exhibition race didn't happen, everyone. But it's kind of unsurprising that people, like, first of all, the racers who were in the final were too exhausted to play again, and it got too late for a few other people. But thank you all so very much for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful night. And take care.